Ever seen a woman you liked and didn't know what to say? Learn right now never to freeze up again. Hi, my name is John Lange, and I want to welcome you to my continuing video series on tips on how to attract women. Today we're going to be discussing easy conversation starters. So let's get started. Has this ever happened to you? You see her. You're dying to meet her. You know you'll probably never see her again, so you must make a move. But what do you say? You figure a woman like her gets approached several times a week. You also figure about every other man knows her and wants to date her, at least once, right? And even if you knew exactly what to say, how would you keep her attention and find a reason to get her number and talk to her again? Relax. Every other man on the planet has had these same questions when he sees her. So, let's look at a few easy ways that you can start a conversation without giving yourself a heart attack. First things first, she's only human. Most men are puzzled about how to start a conversation with a woman because we have an elevated expectation. This is not fair to you or to her. She's human, and it's okay to approach her and initiate a conversation in the same way you would any other human being. For example, "Hi, how are you today?" or "Good morning." Okay. You might be wondering why you're watching this video to get this kind of advice. But that's the first problem. It's typical of human beings to go in search of new information before they make the best of what they already know. I do agree you want to engage her in some interesting conversation that sets you apart from other men who approach her. But first you have to get your foot in the door, and you don't need an over-the-top opener to do that. A casual greeting will come across a lot more genuine and will help you both to relax. And this will make it easier to move into the next step, which is to work on your improv. The problem with most men is that being spontaneous in our conversation is not a skill which comes naturally to us. This is why it's important to practice our skills of improvisation at all times, whether we're approaching a woman or not. By improvisation, I mean being able to pick out something in our surrounding environment and building a conversation around it. Having a predetermined plan about what you're going to say to a woman will only make you sound phony. So start practicing your improvisational skills everywhere you go by using these simple techniques. The first one, talk to everyone you can. The next time you go somewhere or anywhere, get into the habit of saying good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to as many people as possible. Once you feel comfortable with this, you can add the phrase, "How are you?" This simple exercise will sharpen your social skills and get you talking with everyone around you that you don't know. The next thing you want to do is look for props. Props are conversation pieces or things within your immediate environment that you can build a conversation around. As you practice your habit of talking to everyone, start getting into the habit of looking for props that you can build a conversation around as conversation starters. Even if you don't use these props, make it a habit to come up with something that could possibly use when you talk to someone about it. Most women are pretty good at talking, especially if there might be some interest on her part. Remember, it's not always up to you to do all the talking and do all the work, and that's a good thing. This is where the final step of starting a conversation comes into play. And that is, we're going to play a little verbal tennis. If you're nervous about starting a conversation with a woman you don't know, here's something comforting to remember. A conversation is a two-sided interaction. Remember, you have one mouth and two ears, and that's so you don't have to be under the pressure to do all the talking yourself. If you find that you're trying to initiate a conversation with a woman and she's just not responding, you either caught her at a bad time or she's just not interested. Either way, there's no reason for you to get nervous about starting a conversation because of these two possibilities. No man, dead or alive, has ever been able to gain an interest of a woman when he speaks. to her, so there's no reason to put yourself under any kind of pressure. On the other hand, if she is interested, you can take a lot of pressure off yourself with what we call a little verbal tennis. In other words, practice hitting the ball back to her every time you say something by adding a question. Again, this will take some practice, so it's a good idea to find someone to practice with so that your skills are sharp when you do meet her. If the woman you are speaking to has any kind of interest in you at all, she will do her part to keep things going. So here are just a few tips on how to attract women. If you'd like to get even more tips and a copy of a free ebook I'm offering on the subject, head over to my website now. In case you missed the address, you can get it at the very end of this video. Hey, thanks for watching my continuing video series on tips on how to attract women. Stay tuned for more of my videos, and I really hope you find the woman that you're looking for in your life. Hope to see you next time, and bye for now.